Another mind emission, a Thursday mind emission. Success. There are a lot of materials out there that you can refer to that will claim or assert that they can guide you to success. No matter what you read or what they say, you will be confronted with 3 phobias. These 3 phobias, I believe, are installed and deepened and made part of one's unconscious life by the educational system, by the cultural system around us. They are pervasive phobias. And once you start understanding them as phobic responses and what a phobic response is, they will make a totally different kind of sense to you. And then if you want to choose to grapple with those phobias, you can, if you want, and that will move you much more to a psychology, we would say a general psychology or a general character structure of success. The 3 phobias are these. The first phobia is the phobia of boredom. The second phobia is the phobia of frustration. And the third phobia is the phobia of confusion. So we have to make a distinction here. We have to make a very ground level basic distinction. People can experience, in a simple way, experience boredom. They can experience frustration. They can experience confusion and realize that that's what they're experiencing. This is my experience right now. The phobic response, the second order response to that, is one of adding on a sense of panic. I think phobia often is expressed in a sense of panic, or a sense of suffocation, or a sense of spinning mind that can't settle down and grapple with the material, a loss of orientation. I am confused and very curious as to why our culture tends to be very, very effective at installing these phobias and creating basically a population of phobics. So we do, and perhaps this is a response to technocratic post-industrial culture, I'm not sure. But people seem to be in need of constant distracting stimulation. The media, various things to go out and do and experience are all these ways of coping and distracting one away from one's boredom phobias. There's sort of a message out there that you should get what you want immediately with nothing. You can have it all. You can have the world. It's all there for you. Giving these very strong embedded messages and these unconscious messages that skillful techniques and skillful methods for, say, dealing with frustration aren't really necessary. Frustration shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be frustrated. Frustration is it's sort of a failure of the system to deliver, versus, frustration is a limitation of your awareness or a limitation of your level of preparation or your limit of your development of your skills. And the third, and I think perhaps most important for learning, is the phobia of confusion. And I'd like to see a lot of advanced NLP type techniques unwind a lot of those confusion phobias. Often when I've been trying to explain something, and it's not all that advanced or all that tough, but to someone who doesn't think of themselves or perceive of themselves as the kind of person who could absorb that information or is worthy of that information or could make sense of that information, I notice like a sudden subtle panic reaction taking place where they need to get away, they need to remove themselves from it. They start going off in a number of different internal dialogue directions when they start experiencing confusion. And I think we could do a lot of work developing much more sophisticated models of how to experience confusion. So if we start treating these things not as just kind of, the way I am, the way I deal with these things, but as significant unconscious phobic responses to boredom, to frustration and to confusion, and say that we can really repattern the way we relate to those experiences. Will we totally repattern it? No. Life will still be boring in many ways. Life will still be frustrating in many ways, and life will still be confusing in many ways. But we do have a lot of choice as to how we respond to those three cultural demons, those three cultural phobias that get between success and us. The people who invariably, if you look at any type of success anywhere, the people who obtain deep, profound, lasting success that makes them rich, happy, and have access to all the stuff that other people don't have, and believe me, there are people that do, you will find this common trait in all of them. They have not just trivially overcome the phobia of boredom, the phobia of frustration, the phobia of confusion. They have massively, at a genius level, profoundly changed their neurology. So those are no longer problems for them. That's why they're successful. That's the primary character piece that distinguishes the successful from the unsuccessful. So compute that. That's the real dope. You can go and buy all the books, all the success books, from Who Moved My Cheese to Clayton Christensen's Innovator's Dilemma, whatever you want to look at. But underneath that, the companies that have people that have mastered those problems are going to be the strong, forward-moving companies. The companies that become populated with people that have not mastered that and are really unconsciously phobic, even though they may not be in any way conscious that those are phobic problems, phobias that they have, those companies will not do well. They will contract, they will collapse, they will disappear. So it's really worth thinking about that, and it's really worth mastering those limitations.